hate chores? We all do. That's why I want a robot. The 50s promised me robots that could clean and do my chores. It seems to me if we preserve the power relationship over robots and then make them aware of that, it's just asking for some kind of confrontation. I'd like a robot. What do I need a robot for? To do all the stuff I don't want to do. Like the dishes, cleaning the bathroom, all that stuff. What's my call to action? Be more creative with your robots. Don't try to recreate humanity. There's enough of that. And we already have a way to do that. I'll say it. I think it's a problem. We developed the technology to replace work, and then we decided humans who don't work are worthless. It's weird that we live in the future, but it doesn't feel like the future. Do you know what I mean? But a bathroom scrubbing robot, that would I'm interested. The drive to psychologize our artificial intelligence, I guess, is an interaction problem. Because I guess the flashy thing is to make a humanoid robot, which I don't necessarily need something that looks like a human to order around. Here's something true. There's some research that shows that despite what we think of as like the best decision makers are rational and logical, humans rely quite a bit on emotion to make decisions. Otherwise, because logically, mostly everything's the right decision or not the right decision. Like, if you're gonna choose milk or water, you could go through those options all day in a logical manner. But if you're like, I feel like milk, then you're done. You're drinking milk. There's no evolutionary pressure. There's no competition if we're just like recreating what humans do. You can argue that we're working off of the hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary pressure of humans. But I mean, like, that's why I like Robot Wars. Because you make a design and you see which one wins. And then the winner busts us, the loser, in half. It's a perfect system. But no one's making my bed. Not even me. Like, I don't have to worry about my toolbox unionizing because they don't know. They don't know they work for me. Because that's what I want out of a robot, is I want it to do the dishes or clean the bathroom or make my bed, because that's supposed to be important for some reason, even though you're gonna just get back in it at night. So you have like the Elon Musks of the world unveiling these humanoid robots, and like, why? We already have a way of making other humans. And I'm conflating automation and artificial intelligence in a sci-fi melange because I'm not a roboticist. I'm a reader and watcher of films and what do you read? Books? I still read books. Do you? Do the robots? If you followed this channel at all, you might know that I'm annoyed by a lot of things. And I'm annoyed by this too. The fact that so much of this promised technology to help us has come to fruition, but at a cost. Now I'm hooked. Now I'm into it. What kind of books would a robot like to read? Would a robot read Philip K. Dick? If it doesn't get to choose its own clothing, will that add to its growing list of resentments and its eventual uprising against you? People do want to interact with a human voice and look at something with eyes rather than order a robot voice around, but that's kind of messed up, right? I don't need the struggle for dominance while I get things done. I just want them to get done. I don't need Siri to have a pleasing, mellifluous voice. I'd kind of prefer it. Although I guess the data says I wouldn't prefer it if she talked like this. When we started dreaming up these technologies, it was to replace the work, and then we decided humans who don't work are worthless. So now here we are, competing with robots for jobs. Are we? Are we competing with robots for jobs? Because I like technology. I just think we could be more extreme. I'm into robots, you know? Ever since I was a kid, I thought it was a cool idea. Okay. We have to give robots emotions if they're going to make decisions. And then they're gonna like feel the same way as we do about the tasks we gave them. Cause the odds are, in every movie about robot and human relationships, robots would be tired of us and we probably wouldn't like robots. Think of your most pretentious robotic friend. Like, do you wanna hang out with them? Then multiply that times 1 billion, cause that's how much robots are. Also, would robots need shoes? Would we make female robots wear high heels? I mean, the conflicts we'd get into. I read a lot of sci-fi, I watch a lot of science fiction TV and movies, and the robots are never like happy to meet us. They make the comparison of like, how do you feel about an ant? Well, that's what you are to me. I don't want to be anybody's ant. Would we build high heels into female robot feet? Humans are also really bad at getting along with humans, so I don't know why we think introducing another sentient being into this equation would turn out anything other than additional conflict. Like, all of our movies about AI gone amok are about how the AI threatens our entire existence. It's hubristic misogyny to cut the women out of the reproductive business. I wouldn't put that past those dorks. Or would they just be really into like slice of life, psychological novels? Culture shock is already a problem. What would robot culture be like? It probably wouldn't get along with our various cultures. Middlemarch. I like that. I like a robot reading like slice of life novels to be like, what is it like to be human? We were promised robots and 9-hour work weeks by the Jetsons, and it turns out the future isn't like that. Where did we go wrong? Then instead I got like automated arms that build cars, which is great, but I don't have a car. And then instead now they're just developing things to spy on me. It's kind of sad that that promise didn't come through. But that's I think another big thing, and go with me as I conflate automation and artificial intelligence, but for God's sake, somebody send me a Roomba. Humans have a hard enough time getting along with other humans. I don't know why we think it's a good idea to give robots the capacity for thought and feeling and sentience. Is that the goal? It feels like that's the goal, which feels like hubris to me. We already have a way of making other humans. It's the purview of art to make guesses. And often the guesses for an AI future are disaster. I mean, in a perfect world, we'd all learn something from each other and grow as sentient beings, but in a perfect world, I wouldn't have to clean my bathroom either. Then would they shop like at our stores too? You could go shopping with your robot? Then whose taste does it represent? Does it have to wear clothes that you like? Either AI develops in a way that is harmful to humans or somehow opposing humanity, sometimes to the point of humanity's extraneous, which, you know, fiction is fiction, but it seems like a danger we should keep in mind before we hand it all over to the algorithm. But the stories that get the big headlines are like sexy new robot dances. I don't need a robot to dance. I can dance. I don't want to dance with a robot. Maybe I do. I don't want to be humanist. We are not designed. We just are. We are the way we've evolved. But so certain tasks like bending down to scrub the bathroom floor, the human shape isn't ideal for that. My main point is robots shouldn't be like baby humans. They definitely shouldn't be like babies. That'd be useless. Because there's a weird sex element too to robots, in that dudes keep inventing lady-looking robots, dudes and ladies. Like, I don't want a sex bot. Is it creepier if we make the robots want to do these things? I kind of think it's a failure of imagination to take this technology and just make us again. Because all our stories about developing robots are like They develop feelings and understandings, and then they don't want to do the jobs that we wanted them to do because we didn't want to do those jobs. So why would we think another intelligent being would be like, oh boy, let me clean the floors, it's so fun. I think that's why I like Robot Wars, because it gives that selection pressure back to the process. And you get to see a robot cut up another robot. And not have to feel guilty because there's no eyes involved, so there's no psychology of any being really getting hurt. It's just, I guess, wasteful if you wanted to be angry about something. Like giving a robot identity characteristics because it has to look human, like, so is it male or female? And what race is it? Those are all, why would you want to get into that? Just make a robot look like a robot. I don't know if that's a funny point or just true. I'm not old enough to have originally seen those 1950s World of Tomorrow, revolutionize your kitchen. But I've seen them. And the part where like robots help us do all the drudge work and we only have fun and relax. What happened to that? That's not what happened. Instead, we use our tech to spy on us and make us work harder in giant corporate-owned warehouses. Our current relationship with robots is not what we pictured. I mean, we've made some, there's like those auto-making robots and bomb-diffusing robots, which are cool. They do jobs that people don't want to do. I also think I'm disappointed by the lack of imagination in just recreating a human shape. Like, okay, C-3PO had to look like a humanoid because a man had to fit in the C-3PO suit. But that's not actually, I don't know, there are other shapes we could explore. I think fear of a robot uprising sounds anti-science, but I'm not. I love science, I love technology. But it seems a hubristic, unnecessary risk, I guess. And not that all, I know, not all AI is spontaneously evolving to say, kill humans, kill all humans. We all want the robots. We have the tools, but the broom doesn't sweep itself. Make the broom sweep itself, and then I'll be impressed. How anthropomorphic do we want to make them? Because if you make it look like a human, we want it to feel human things, and then that's where it gets into trouble. Again, the hubris of recreating the human mind and brain just so we can always leads to hijinks at the very least, if not world robotic domination. What are we doing here? Because we imagine that. We imagine that they're curious about our state of being, but that's not a guarantee. Humanoid robots, then, like, do they have to wear clothes too? Let's invent something different from us. That'd be cooler. We need something different that wants to do the dishes. I guess part of it is figuring out how we work. If we can replicate it, then we can know something about ourselves. It's feeling like an episode of Star Trek, though, of like, and then at what point, when we create this new thing, are we responsible for a new life form? We need Jean-Luc Picard to weigh in on these issues. We don't know how neural nets work, but that should be part of that should be a warning sign. We don't completely understand why the algorithms evolve the way that they do. Unless we do. If you can explain in the comments how a neural net works, I'm all ears. Here's the last line. Don't even get me started on brains in a jar.